Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Zechariah Sitchin and his book, which was given to me by Ms. K.M., for which I thank her very much. According to one of the books written by Zechariah Sitchin, I, Hiroshi Hayashi, understand that his key ideas are based on the assumption that ancient myths are not myths but historical and scientific texts. For example, according to Sitchin, ancient Sumerian clay tablets reveal that gods from another planet, or Nibil, which orbit our sun every 3,600 years, arrived on Earth some 450,000 years ago and created humans by genetic engineering of female apes. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, would like to say that it is not an assumption anymore, but a fact. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about a man from Mars. Its proof and evidence. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Hiroshi Hayashi's line and Nazca theory. I say here that just a collection of facts is not archaeology. It's just a collection of facts which only can decorate your book stands in your study, just like printed pictures of ancient times. It does not bring out any stories or lessons, and it does not teach us anything for the future. Then I say that a more important thing is to weave a unified and logical theory from out of these facts for the people who live in the future. First of all, I say here that how this world has been arranged by aliens whom we may call gods. And here in this video, I explain to you by showing you some of the facts in Nazca how to weave up this fact into a unified theory. That is to say that Hiroshi Hayashi's Nazca theory. Then it's really my privilege that I can show you my own theories. Or I say it's 100% up to you how you create your own logical theory from out of this fact with my theory. I wish more and more people in the world get interested in my line and Nazca theory and get concerned about it. Please come early and stay late with me to see a magical world with me. Great thanks. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about aliens wrote signs in the Libya Desert, Africa. Before I talk about the sign roads in Africa, I'd like just to talk a little bit about thinking circuit. Dr. M.R. Bangar explains as follows. It is a sort of a biological neural networks which are made up of real biological neurons that are connected or functionally related in a nervous system. They are often identified as groups of neurons that perform a specific physiological function. Thinking circuit comprises with many screens, that is to say, total understanding screen, thinking screen, output screen, bridge and initiator screen. These screens are connected to each other in a specific pattern or algorithm such as they can perform thinking process in the same way. This algorithm can be embedded in computer or robotic system. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about the sixth book of the Earth Chronicles, written by Zecharia Sitchin. Zecharia Sitchin wrote about Indus Valley civilization as follows. Kingship in Sumer was transferred to Erech. Inanna was given dominion over the third region. Then the Indus Valley civilization begins in 2900 BCE, in the year of 2900 BCE. When I, Hiroshi Hayashi, read this part of his book, I was really shocked, as if I had been struck by lightning, since I have discovered exactly the same fact by myself in my own way. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I decided to translate his whole ideas written in the sixth book of the Earth Chronicles here on this occasion. Zecharia Sitchin is great. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Indian Head Rock, Idaho, USA. Was it created by nature effect, or was it created artificially by aliens? But it's rather surprising to know that little has been mentioned about the mystery of Indian Head Rock so far, or little attention has been paid for it, even in the United States. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, claim that it was created by aliens artificially who could see it from the sky. Here are some reasons why I claim so.
But in 2001, suddenly the media paid some interest, because then something appeared that was almost impossible to overlook. Right behind me is Britain's largest radio telescope, the Chilbolton Observatory. And here it was that the greatest sensation in the crop circle history was to appear in the fields right in front of the telescope.
On the morning of 14th of August 2001, a formation was discovered which was different from any other previously seen. From the ground it looked like a tangled mess, wisps of crops spread around in no system. However, in the evening, with growing shadows, a picture appeared, unmistakably that of a face. That picture represented a whole new technique, a screen technique, the same that's used for printing a picture on paper. 3 days later, the face was joined by something that looked like a data strip. Rows of counters made out of standing and flattened crop. But soon an astonishing similarity is discovered. In 1974, the astronomer Carl Sagan composed a message that NASA sent into space from the Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico. Binary figures which constituted a graphic code presenting key factors about humans and the planet we live on. 27 years later, an identical pattern appears in a crop field right in front of a similar radio telescope. However, on closer inspection, it seemed to show that the code contained some fundamental differences. Sagan's message explained our calculation system, the dominant chemical substances within the elements that create life on Earth, about our DNA code, humans' height and quantity, and that we live on the third planet in our solar system, and lastly, a sketch of our radio telescope. The message received described the same calculation system, but that silicon is most dominant in life forms in contrast to carbon. The drawing also clearly shows a humanoid figure with large head in relation to its body. It's also explained that they have an extra string in their DNA, are approximately 4 feet tall, inhabit the 3rd, 4th and 5th planets in their solar system, and have a population of around 21.3 billion. Underneath, the telescope has been replaced by something more complex. 1 year earlier, a strange crop circle had appeared in the same place. Is this the same illustration as in the sender's code? Is this the correspondence radio telescope? If this is not an extremely clever and well-calculated joke conducted by humans, is it a serious response from an alien civilization?
The Chilbolton crop formations really gave new life to the speculations of who is behind this. Is it aliens? Where do they come from? And what is their purpose of this type of communication?
The following year, very nearly on the same day, a new picture appears that gives new force to the alien theory, this time in Crabwood, near the town of Winchester in Hampshire. Once again we see a face, but this time there is an unmistakable resemblance to something extraterrestrial. The picture also contains a print, somewhat similar to that of a CD, with something that appears to be a coded message. This formation also has a new type of design, this time with horizontal line patterns of variable thickness, similar to that of a TV picture. The message on the disc is similar to a spiral band built up of many boxes. But data expert Paul Weige manages to decipher the message.
And I had to enlarge the disc quite substantially on the computer and run some image analysis over it to make it clear so that I could see what was a standing tuft and what was flattened. And while I was doing this, I noticed that every so often there was almost a mistake in the diagram. It was like there was a tuft, where the little square tuft, it had done sort of half size. I thought, that's a bit odd, and it seemed fairly regular. I was going round, and I sort of counted up, and it was sort of literally every sort of 8 bytes or whatever. And I thought, oh, 8 bytes, and you know, from computer side, is obviously some sort of binary code. So then I did the straightforward thing. I just converted it into ASCII, which is the standard sort of computer language that you encode the alphabet in. And of course I then started to get words forming out, and I thought, I'm getting somewhere here. So I then did the whole thing for the whole lot, and got this message.
The message is in English and reads as follows.
Be aware with the bearers of the false presence and broken promises. Much pain, but is still time. Believe there is still good out there. We oppose, deceive. And the conduit is closing. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about a message from aliens. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Fort Worth military base in Texas, USA. It is widely said that UFOs attacked space facilities at Fort Worth in Texas, USA in the evening on May the 11th or 12th, 2011. Why was it attacked? Why was it attacked by UFOs on that evening? Some people claim that the incident is closely connected with a Vimana-shaped UFO found in Afghanistan shortly before the attack. Here is my report on the very mysterious incident occurred at Fort Worth, Texas, USA in 2011. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about rock coffins in the world. Rock coffins which are said to be just coffins for the dead. Are they really coffins? Albert Einstein wrote as follows: "No problem can be solved at the same level of consciousness that created it. The mystery of rock coffins is one of them." Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Lalibela, which is referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. Was this site really created by humans? My answer is, however, no. They were created by aliens, whom we may call gods. Here in this video, I can show you the evidence. Wikipedia writes as follows: "This historical and religious site is currently accepted in the modern name of Lalibela after King Lalibela of Ethiopia, who is regarded as a saint-like figure by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Among 11 churches, Church of St. George is among the best known and last built of the 11 churches in the Lalibela area, and has been referred to as the eighth wonder of the world. The dimensions of the trench are 25 meters by 25 meters by 30 meters, and there is a small baptismal pool outside the church which stands in an artificial trench. Lalibela, king of Ethiopia, sought to recreate Jerusalem and selected the church's landscape and religious site in such a way as to achieve such a feat. The churches at Lalibela are clustered in two major groups, one representing the earthly Jerusalem and the other representing the heavenly Jerusalem. Located directly between them is a trench representing the river Jordan. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about human sacrifice, which has been practiced in various cultures throughout history. It is the act of killing one or more human beings, usually as an offering to a deity as part of a religious ritual. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, have got a bit different idea. I say here that ancient deities needed to drink humans' blood for them simply to survive. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Moria Island, Tahiti. Moria is an island destination in French Polynesia. Because of its stunning scenery and accessibility, Moria is visited by many Western tourists who travel to French Polynesia. Especially popular as a honeymoon destination, Moria can often be seen in advertisement in American wedding magazines. Many authors consider in their books that Moria Island is the most beautiful island in the world. It is, however, more than that. It is the center of the world, or you may call it one of their homelands on this planet, the Earth. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about our common sense we have. Is our common sense everything? Or I just wonder if our common sense is the one which has been concocted in the long history of human beings. Or our common sense is the one which is a collection of prejudices acquired by age 18, as Albert Einstein wrote. Here is my essay about common sense. Hiroshi Hayashi, Hamamatsu-city, Japan. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about an invitation card from Prometheus to Moria Island, Tahiti. I have traveled all over this world and now to this very mysterious island named Moria Island, Tahiti. There must be something there in this island, or something much more than you may imagine. Most possibly, air, or Enki, or Prometheus must be there in this island. This is a story about it. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about a fake story of Christmas, which has been concocted in the long history of humans. What is Christmas for humans? What is religion for humans? But a more important thing is to respect each other and live together peacefully, hands in hands, whatever Christmas is. This is a story about it. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about a magical connection between Chuguji Temple, Nara, Japan, and Gandhara, now in Pakistan. Chuguji Temple is a small but beautiful temple located a few minutes' walk from the famous Horyuji Temple. This temple was used as a nunnery, but it was most famous for the Miroku Bosatsu wooden statue. Unlike some of the worship halls, this statue was open for viewing, and the statue is really wrapped with mysteries. Here is a story about it. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about sorin, or sort of a decoration usually you can see at the top of a pagoda here in Japan. You see one of them at the top of a pagoda in Horyuji Temple, Nara, Japan. As to the sorin, I, Hiroshi Hayashi, would like to say that it is the oldest tree of life that exists in the world now. Or you may say it is the oldest Christmas tree in the world. As to the concept of the tree of life, Wikipedia writes as follows. The concept of a tree of life has been used in biology, religion, philosophy, and mythology. A tree of life is a common motif in various world theologies, mythologies, and philosophies. It alludes to the interconnection of all life on our planet and serves as a metaphor for common descent in the evolutionary sense. The term tree of life may also be used as a synonym for sacred tree. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about a megalithic site in Gornaya, Shoria, Russia, a megalithic site which was newly discovered around these few years. Some scientists claimed that these megaliths were created artificially in ancient times, and the article about it read as follows. An incredible discovery that was recently made in Russia threatens to shatter conventional theories about the history of the planet. On Mount Shoria in southern Siberia, researchers have found an absolutely massive wall of granite stones. Some of these gigantic stones are estimated to weigh more than 3,000 tons, and you would know that many of them were cut with flat surfaces, right angles, and sharp corners. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Roman copies of Greek sculptures and its strange connection with Nara sculptures in Japan. When I said almost 3 years ago that sculptures in ancient Greece were made with CAD, computer-aided designing system, people would laugh at me, saying, "Don't be stupid, you're crazy." After 3 years now, more and more people understand me and think about this mystery in favor of me. Here in this video, I will prove it again with concrete evidence, and I will talk about a strange connection with Nara sculptures in Japan. Hiroshi Hayashi will present you a video forum on ancient mysteries and wonders of the world. Today's story is about Yatagarasu, or three-legged crow, that helped to guide Jim Emperor when he got lost far deep in the mountains. The three-legged crow is a creature found in various mythologies and arts of East Asia. It is believed by East Asian cultures to inhabit and represent the sun. It has also been found figured on ancient coins from Lycia and Pamphylia. Did the crow really exist? What was it? Where was it from? Today's story is about the mystery of Yatagarasu, which is one of the most sacred birds here in Japan. Albert Einstein wrote as follows: "Common sense is a collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Then he also writes that no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. The mystery of Leonardo da Vinci is one of them. We have to change our consciousness in order to create new common sense, especially when we face a serious mystery in the depths of a labyrinth. Leonardo was a reptilian, and here is its physical evidence, believe it or not." Mr. Vaughan Green wrote as follows: "The Russians are well aware of Japanese dogus, and Professor Kazantsev also feels their depictions of space suits." Kazantsev incidentally theorized that the 1911 Tunguska explosion was actually a nuclear-powered spaceship that crashed on the Siberian tundra. The Japanese reaction to all this is a bit puzzling. Hundreds of dogus are dug up every year, yet virtually nothing is mentioned about it. There are several internet websites called Dogu and Jomon, but I have found them to be almost useless. Japanese goddesses are pregnant. What a wonderful story it is! Japanese goddesses are pregnant. Congratulations! Wikipedia writes as follows. The miracle of the sun was an event which occurred just after midday on Sunday the 13th, October 1917, attended by some 30,000 to 100,000 people who were gathered near Fatima, Portugal. Several newspaper reporters were in attendance, and they took testimony from many people who claimed to have witnessed extraordinary solar activity. This recorded testimony was later added to by an Italian Catholic priest and researcher in the 1940s. According to this report, the event lasted approximately 10 minutes. The 3 children, Lucia and 2 other children, who originally claimed to have seen Lady of Fatima, also reported seeing a panorama of visions, including those of Jesus. In her 4th memoir, dated December 8, 1941, Sister Lucy copied the first 2 parts of the Fatima secret word for word, including what appears to be the conclusion to the whole secret. In the end, my immaculate heart will triumph. The Holy Father will consecrate Russia to me, and she will be converted, and a period of peace will be granted to the world. Vatican version of the 3rd secret released on June 26, 2000. On June 26, 2000, the Vatican released what they claimed to be the 3rd part of the Secret of Fatima, given by Our Lady to the 3 shepherd children on July 13, 1917, but this text contains no actual words of Our Lady indicated by the etc., etc. This event in Fatima, however, I, Hiroshi Hayashi, would like to say that implies more serious fact that we humans have been under the control of aliens, whom you may call gods. According to the Scottish Rite of Freemason, the 33rd degree is an honorary degree bestowed upon a Mason who has done good works for the fraternity. But it is known that though what did belong to a boys' club in his youth called Demon Ray, which is sponsored by Mason Lee, but never joined the fraternity. Watt was not a 33rd degree Mason, and he was not ever a Mason of any degree. But I, Hiroshi Hayashi, would like to say that Walt Disney was more than that, or he was high above Masonry. Jabal al-Lawz is a mountain located in northwest Saudi Arabia near the Jordan border above the Gulf of Aqaba at 2,580 meters above sea level. The name means Mountain of Almonds. Although Wikipedia writes as follows that in discussion about the location of biblical Mount Sinai, Jabal Magra or Burnt Mountain is often confused with and misidentified as Jabal al-Lawz by various authors and investigators in the past. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, am convinced that Jabal al-Lawz or Mount Lawz is Mount Sinai on my Hiroshi Hayashi's Nazca theory.
Allahu Akbar!
The Book of Ezekiel, chapter 1:4. And I looked, and behold, a sweeping wind came from the north, and a great cloud on it, and there was brightness round about it, and gleaming fire, and in the midst of it, as it was the appearance of amber in the midst of the fire, and brightness in it. National Geographic write about Cappadocia, now in Turkey, as follows. Hairy grottos of Cappadocia once housed the largest community of monks in Asia Minor. From here, missionaries spread the Christian faith as far as Ethiopia. Some 300 beautifully frescoed churches and dwelling spaces for 30,000 were carved from the soft volcanic pinnacles between the 4th and 14th centuries. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, just wonder if these explanations are correct. What is freedom for humankind? What is liberation for humankind? This is a story about it. Someone writes about crop circles in his website like this. No mistakes are ever made, and no imperfections of geometry are noticed. Pretty good work for whoever is doing it. At least I can say I don't have any idea who is doing it, and I am not foolish enough to think I have the answer. So am I, Hiroshi Hayashi, Hamamatsu-city, Japan. Here in this video, I, Hiroshi Hayashi, prove that Saint Anne is Madonna and Madonna is Saint Anne, both of whom are painted by Leonardo in the painting named The Madonna and Child with Saint Anne. And I also prove with concrete evidence that Mona Lisa is Saint Anne, who is a male, not a woman. And I'm sure that this video will change the whole concocted history of Leonardo da Vinci. The Mona Lisa is a half-length portrait of a woman by the Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, which has been acclaimed as the best known, the most visited, the most written about, the most sung about, the most parodied work of art in the world, as Wikipedia writes. Mona Lisa is, however, a male, not a female. And Mona Lisa is Saint Anne herself or himself, Saint Anne painted in a painting by Leonardo, The Madonna and Child with Saint Anne. Saint Anne is also a male, though it has got a female name, Anne. Another evidence is that Mona Lisa, sketched by Raphael, has got an Adam's apple, as I, Hiroshi Hayashi, show you here in this video. I mean, Raphael knew this fact that Mona Lisa is a male. Wikipedia writes about Himiko as follows. Himiko, 170 to 248, was a shaman queen of Yamataikoku in ancient Wa, or Japan. Early Japanese histories do not mention Himiko, but historians associate her with legendary figures such as Empress Consort Jingu, who was regent in roughly the same era as Himiko. Scholarly debate over the identity of Himiko and the location of her domain Yamatai have raged since the late Edo period, with opinions divided between northern Kyushu or traditional Yamato province in present-day Kinki. Who was she? What was she? I, Hiroshi Hayashi, claim that Jomon Dogu's are in Nana Ishtar herself, along with Himiko was also in Nana Ishtar herself. You probably know what tricky art or tricky double meaning paintings are. Here I'll show you the tricky art created by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo Buonarroti, but please remember that both these artists did not do it just for fun, but for their own survival. However, we have to keep in mind that it is not these artists, but those art critics and religionists that have cheated us in the past. Yes, we have been cheated by those art critics and religionists. Hiroshi Hayashi, Hamamatsu-city, Japan. Great Zimbabwe is a ruined city in the southern eastern hills of Zimbabwe near Lake Mutirikwe and the town of Masvingo. It was the capital of the Kingdom Zimbabwe during the country's late Iron Age. Construction of the monument by ancestors of the Shona people began in the 11th century and continued until the 15th century, spanning an area of 722 hectares, which, at its peak, could have housed up to 18,000 people. It is recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. We see hundreds of ancient astronomical observation sites throughout the world, everywhere in the world, except Japan. We, however, have got ones in Japan. When we open the window and see the world through it, we also can see our ancient astronomical observatories in Japan as well. Izumo Taisha Shrine is just one of them. Someday, the star Betelgeuse will run out of fuel, collapse under its own weight, and then rebound in a spectacular supernova explosion. Someday, but probably not soon. Add to this the supernova explosion of Betelgeuse. Alan Pitti, a well-known astronomer, writes as follows. Quite possibly in the last 17 years, the star has shrunk by about 15%. Red giants are near the end of their life anyway, but we have never actually seen one blow up, so we do not know what this shrinking means. Due to its age, Betelgeuse may supernova within the next millennium because it is hundreds of light years away. It possibly may have done so already. I doubt if I will live long enough to witness it, though. Kukai, also known posthumously as Kobo Daishi, 774 to 835, was a Japanese monk, civil servant, scholar, poet, and artist, founder of the Shingon, or True Word School of Buddhism. Shingon followers usually refer to him by the honorific title of Odaishi-sama and the religious name of Henjo Kongo. He was the hardest monk all through the history of Japanese Buddhism. The word megalithic describes structures made of such large stones utilizing an interlocking system without the use of mortar or concrete, as well as representing periods of prehistory characterized by such constructions. Stones is a megalithic monument in southern Sweden. It is a stone shape, oval in outline, with the stones at each end markedly larger than the rest. It is 67 meters long, formed by 59 large boulders weighing up to 1.8 tons each. The carbon-14 dating system for organic remains has provided 7 results at the site. One indicates that the material is around 5,500 years old, whereas the remaining 6 indicate a date about 1,400 years ago. According to Wikipedia, in 1989, during the first archaeological excavations performed in order to scientifically investigate and date the monument, archaeologists found a decorated clay pot with burnt human bones inside the ship's setting. Therefore, Swedish archaeologists claim that stones functioned as a graveyard for ancient people. Hiroshi Hayashi, however, claims here in this video that stones is one of the rock calendars which has the same calendar system as Stonehenge in UK. Hello, my friends. I would like to thank all of you for submitting your review or comment on my bulletin board. Today, it's my pleasure to show this review and comment of my friends to YouTube subscribers here in this video. If you requested some additional information, someone will be in touch with you very soon, I hope. By the way, Albert Einstein once wrote as follows: "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity." Thank you very much again. The Earth, in its orbit around the Sun, causes the Sun to appear on the celestial sphere, moving over the ecliptic, which is tilted with respect to the equator. In both astrology and historical astronomy, the zodiac is a circle of 12 30-degree divisions of celestial longitude that are centered upon the ecliptic, the apparent path of the Sun across the celestial sphere over the course of the year. Historically, these 12 divisions are called signs. According to Wikipedia, the divisions of the ecliptic into the zodiacal signs originate in Babylonian astronomy during the first half of the first millennium BC, likely during Median Neo-Babylonian times or 7th century BC. My conclusion is this: we were tricked by the US government in 1969. Here I can show you some of the evidence. As to mithratic mysteries, Wikipedia writes most probably being based on Christianity knowledge as follows. The mithratic mysteries were a mystery religion practiced in the Roman Empire from about the 1st to 4th centuries AD. The name of the Persian god, adapted into Greek as Mithra, was linked to a new and distinctive imaginary. Writers of the Roman Empire period refer to this mystery religion by phrases which can be anglicized as mysteries of Mithra or mysteries of the Persians. Modern historians refer to it as Mithraism or sometimes Roman Mithraism. The mysteries were popular in the Roman Italy, or something and something. That is to say, nothing has been known about Mithratic mysteries. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, claim here in this video with evidence that Mithra has got golden hair, white skin, and blue eyes, which indicate that Mithra is Nordic or a Nordic deity. The largest white array man-made, or at least non-natural structure in the world is in fact an ancient terra-formed systems of agricultural aquaculture canals in northwestern Botswana and northeastern Namibia, north of the Kalahari Desert in southern Africa. Obviously quite ancient, the canal systems no longer provide free-flowing water throughout its 105,000-mile array, but many sections show obvious intention to provide cross-sectional irrigation. Then I would like to ask you to ask yourself which one of us is more stupid, one who says this is a human creation or one who says this is an alien creation. If you claim that this was created by humans, I never hesitate to say, don't be stupid. It is commonly claimed that Genjo Sanzo, a high-ranked Buddhism priest, went to Nalanda University in ancient India to master true Buddhism. I, Hiroshi Hayashi, however, wonder if Genjo Sanzo really went to India, and here is my opinion about his mystery. Long, long time ago, here in Japan, there used to be a country called Inanokuni. Today's story is about the mystery of Inanokuni. When we face impossible coincidence, then we feel something there beyond the coincidence, something that connects mysteries with other mysteries. Today's story is about the impossible coincidence. Wikipedia writes as follows. The Great Dike is a linear geological feature that trends nearly north-south through the center of Zimbabwe, passing just to the west of the capital, Harare. It consists of a band of short, narrow ridges and hills spanning for approximately 550 kilometers. The hills become taller as the range goes north and reach up to 460 meters above the Muruvui Range. The range is host to vast ore deposit, including gold, silver, chromium, platinum, nickel, and asbestos. Charles Hall wrote in his book about salient characteristics of the tall white ETs as follows. These beings are as tall, ranging upward of 6 to 7 feet in height, and quite thin and frail. The skin color is chalk white. They are physically different from us in several noticeable ways, yet the most important physical aspect is that they are humanoid, a fact that is filled with significance. Their lifespan is about 10 times ours. They do not age as we do, but after around 400 Earth years' time, they undergo a second stage of growth, eventually reaching around 9 feet in height. Who are they? Where are they from? Igigi was a term used to refer to the gods of heaven in Sumerian mythology. Though sometimes synonymous with the term Anunnaki, in one myth the Igigi were the younger gods who were servants of Anunnaki until they rebelled and were replaced by the creation of humans. Who were they? Where were they from? We have to know that we don't know what we have to know. Rover and remover, Madagascar, is one of them. It is just a ruin of something for tourists in Madagascar. In 2003, a team of researchers published a report in the journal Science titled Mars-like Soils in the Atacama Desert, Chile, and the Dry Limit of Microbial Life, in which they duplicated tests used by the Viking 1 and Viking 2 Mars landers to detect life and were unable to detect any signs in Atacama Desert soil. The region may be unique on Earth in the regard, and is being used by NASA to test instruments for future Mars missions. Due to its otherworldly appearance, the Atacama has been used as a location for filming Mars, most notably in the television series Space Odyssey, Voyage to the Planet. "72 kilometers west of La Paz, high in the Andes Mountains, lie the mysterious ancient ruins of Puma-Punk. The megalithic stones found here are among the largest on the planet, measuring up to 26 feet long and weighing more than 100 tons each. Puma-Punk was an alien creation and was destroyed by aliens for some reason not yet known. Or do you believe a story that Puma-Punk was created by humans and destroyed by flood, as many conservative archaeologists claim?